All right. Let's get into our 2019 NBA redraft. An interesting draft, to be sure.
It's a
Not
kind
sure the
word.
top end. What'd you say?
It's a kind word. Interesting. I would just say bad.
Yeah, I'm not sure the top end talent quite stacks up with the last two drafts that we did for sure. But you know what? Nevertheless, we're committed to the bit. We're still doing the draft anyway. Um, would you like to go first, or do you want me to go first?
You know what, buddy? I'll allow you to go first on this. You let me rant about Media Day, and thank you for doing that. I had a lot of takes. So I'll allow you to take the lead and start us off for 2019.
All right. 2019 number one overall pick. This was the New Orleans Pelicans, the famous video of them celebrating after they got the number one pick on lottery day. Unfortunately, I have the pick changing for them, and I have them taking Ja Morant, not Zion Williamson. You could argue that Zion's peaks are greater than Ja's peaks, but I think Ja Morant's lack of availability is fixable. Not sure if that's the case for Zion. We have seen one fully healthy year of Zion Williamson in his 5-year career. I guess you want to count last year, but then he got hurt at the very end and missed the playoffs. So we really have seen one season start to finish healthy Zion Williamson, and that was his second year. Is that ever going to change? I'm going to bet on the side of likely not. John Moran, it appears things are okay with him now. He's not the healthiest player in his own right. He's a lot healthier than Zion. I think what we are going to see from him in Memphis is a real comeback year. He's not Tatum. He's not Luka, as we had in the number one overall selections the last two redrafts. But Ja's still an awesome player. He goes number one.
Yep, completely agree. And then this actually speaks to how bad this draft is that I then have Zion with the second pick going to Memphis.
Has to be Zion. Has to be Zion.
Because what you said is exactly right, Hen. The peaks can be higher than Ja. The peaks realistically can be higher than most players in this league. We just do not see them very often. And the Zion experience to this point has been negative, and that's solely because of the hype for him coming out of Duke, which is, you mentioned it, when they got the lottery, how people celebrated, the shoe deals, the media coverage at Duke, the media coverage after Duke. I just think I've said this a lot about LeBron, how no athlete was under more pressure than LeBron. You could argue maybe Zion was under more pressure. I'm not going to say Wemby was, because Wemby, because of the international, ness of him, I think the hype in the U.S. was a little bit tampered. Seeing a guy at Duke, like, the hype was very real for Zion. And to this point, I would argue he's fallen a little bit short. And with the Pelicans, as I joked earlier, having no real direction, like, this is a guy this is trouble, I think, because we're looking, Zion could be closer to like Zach LaVine. Oh, we haven't seen Zach LaVine in a couple of years because Chicago sucks territory than face of the league. So that being said, he's still, of this weak draft, I still have him going second to Memphis. Who do you got third, Don?
Yeah, did you see he stormed out of his media day appearance when he was asked why is Kendrick Lamar not on your summer playlist? It was mostly joking. He didn't actually like storm out in anger, but it was a little bit of a moment.
He's so weird. He's so weird.
And the thing is Zion, he wasn't even that good last year. He was he didn't make the All-Star game. He was a borderline All-Star caliber player, which he picked it up in that game against the Lakers that they blew when he got hurt. He was amazing, but the last year regular season Zion was kind of disappointing. Like, he was 23 points per game. It was weird to see him play a full season basically and be the 35th best player in basketball, because when he usually plays, he's like the 15th best player in basketball. The number 3 pick, I think this one is quite straightforward. The New York Knicks take Darius Garland. He had a really bad last year. 2024 was not kind to him. But I started reading some stuff about how he lost a lot of weight, and because he broke his jaw, and how when you break your jaw, it is really painful to eat. So he probably was just simply not getting enough calories into his body. So he lost weight, and he had the worst season since arguably his rookie year. He was really good the last 2 years. I'm not going to say him, Mitchell, Allen, and Mobley is the perfect quartet, but he's still a very, very good NBA player. And when you look at the names behind him, you're not going to put anyone else above him. You're just not.
I agree. I agree with that. Yeah, I had Garland as well going 3 to the Knicks. Now here's where things get a little interesting. And I wrestled with a lot of picks. And a big thing, my theme, intangibles. So, like, what is this guy giving you beyond just the box score? Now, if you've been following Boyers Not Ballers, you know this is one of my favorite NBA players.
You cannot be doing this.
The Clydesdale, the horse. I got him. Henry thought I was going in a different direction. I knew I'd trick you. That was my plan all along.
You know who I thought you were thinking, right?
Yeah, I knew exactly. That's why I phrased it the way that I did. No, give me going to Atlanta. Give me Nick Claxton. I think Nick Claxton is a really good basketball player. DPOY candidate, overlooked because he's in Brooklyn. I so wish he left Brooklyn. Nick Claxton has really developed into quite the good basketball player. And I think when you look at like all the areas of basketball, his elite defensive play, that intangible, is higher than a lot of these other guys' intangibles. So I actually would take Claxton 4th if I were Atlanta. And that'd be kind of interesting, you know, if you take Claxton, then you can move what's his name?
Clint
Capella, get players back. Like it's all very interesting. But yeah, I knew I'd trick you there. But I have Nick Claxton going to the Hawks.
I had him there as well. I think he's a really, really nice defensive piece. Offensively, not going to give you much, but one of the 10 best defensive centers in basketball, no question. And he's really switchable. He's very quick and hang on the perimeter pretty well. Number 5, this might be a little bit of an aggressive pick based off of last year, but I'm going with my gut here. Kobe White, after being pretty mediocre for the first 4 years of his career, last year, most improved player, finishing second, 19 points per game, 38% from 3, 50% from the just shy of 50% from the field, 5 assists per game, 4.5 rebounds per game. There are some names that have proven more on this list behind him, but I think if he finally figured something out last year, and I think Kobe White going forward is going to be the 5th best player in this class.
I was thinking about Kobe White. Cody? What did I just say?
Kobe. You said Kobe.
Oh, because I was thinking of Cody Zeller the other day. Kobe White.
Ah, yes, very similar players.
Yeah, very similar. I'll tell you what, Hen, I didn't have him on my list because of how good he was this year. Didn't put him on because actually, you know what? There's a guy I'm taking off and I'm putting him in, but he's not going where you have him. I'm removing one player. I will let you know when this comes into effect.
Okay.
So
Number
that was
6.
Cleveland.
Who'd you have at 5? Yeah, who'd you have at 5?
So I had a guy who I'm going to award the Derek White Now I'm Free, Let Me Ball award to my guy Naz Reid in Minnesota. That's also a little aggressive, but again, I'm looking at the intangibles, what he gives you across the player spectrum. I like Naz Reid a lot. I think he's going to have a big year. Number 6, this pains me. Minnesota, this pains me.
This was, by the way, this was Jarrett Culver. Sneaky, one of the worst top 10 picks of all time. Jarrett Culver was awful really NBA player.
This one hurt me. I wrestled with this one. This is a guy I've hated for many years. I don't like him. I don't like his tattoo artist. And I know he's loved by one of our favorite, actually definitely our most popular reoccurring guest by his TikTok numbers and all that. I'm referring to Nikki Soul. We got to get Nikki back on the show
Yes.
soon. Nikki was actually upset we didn't ask him to come on these redrafts, which we need to do right by
Oh,
Nikki
really?
and get him on in season 5.
Okay, that's fine.
He was a little upset. He wasn't really that upset. Minnesota, this guy's from Wisconsin. Give me Tyler Hero. I'm not happy about it, but I think it's
That's fair.
it's probably the right thing to do.
Yeah, I think that's probably fair having him at 6 there. I had Nas Reed at 6.
Okay.
At number.
Oh, by the way, let's say about Nas Reed real quick. Undrafted.
Yeah, undrafted. There are a few undrafted players.
I also have a few undrafted players. I don't think we usually have undrafted guys in the redraft. That just speaks to how weird and at times horrible.
That shows how weak it is. Because, we've already gone past 3. We've gone past the guy who went at 4. We've gone past the guy who went at 6 now with, what's his name? What do I say? Who is?
I said Hero, and you said Nas
Oh,
Reed.
Hero. Duh. Yeah. So I had Nas Reed at 6. And then I have RJ Barrett at 7. I'm going to take RJ Barrett there. Again, kind of disappointing in New York, but I liked what I saw from him in those brief stints in Toronto. Definitely was a more efficient player in Toronto. So we're going to go with Mr. RJ Barrett, Canada himself at number 7.
So it's funny. I actually have RJ Barrett going 8 to New Orleans.
Okay.
But I had another Canada guy going 7th. Give me Lou Dort.
Yeah.
The Dortcher chamber.
I have him going 8. I have him going 8th.
I just think Dort has been in a few more high-profile games than RJ Barrett. I think RJ Barrett's a fine defender. I think Dort's a better defender. I think if we were to do this next year, RJ Barrett, I think, is going to get better, as is Kobe White. But overall career trajectory, what I've seen so far, I like Dort a little bit more. So I had Dort 7, Barrett 8. Washington's up here. Who do you have Washington taking?
So Washington took here at this selection. Who was it? It was Rui. Okay, it was Rui. Yeah. It was Rui. What am I thinking? So I'm going to go, because at this point it's just such a fucking crapshoot, honestly, right?
It is.
It's like I'm just looking at all these names up and down, and I'm like, what the hell am I doing with this? So at number 9, this one might be a little bit out of left field. It's similar to Kobe White. Give me Nickeil Alexander-Walker. He's an elite perimeter defender, and that's a better skill than just about everybody else on this list, what they have.
I knew you were going to get Nickeil Alexander-Walker in this. He would be 15 for me. He did not get redrafted.
Okay.
10th, I'm going to give you my 9, if you don't mind, Henry, and then I'll give you 10.
Sure, go for it.
So what do we call Washington on this pod?
Disaster, terrible organization.
Azkaban, right? Just a horror show.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is kind of that. Yeah, you're right.
And so I'm thinking culture fit here. Again, I'm looking at the intangibles. Thinking culture fit here. This is one of my most talked about guys on this podcast. This guy, oh man. Can you imagine if my guy, Grant Williams, was playing next to Jordan Poole last year? I have Grant Williams. We forget Grant Williams is a good basketball player. He just gets caught in shenanigans. He is a good basketball player.
The Dallas Mavericks would beg to differ, my man.
That was a toxic environment. He improved
that as
in
soon
Charlotte.
as he got out
well in Charlotte.
You want to know who else who improved without him? Dallas.
Well,
they made the finals.
I have Grant Williams going to Washington because that is just so fun. You got to have a little fun in the redraft. 10, Atlanta. A guy that we forget about, who's actually put together a nice NBA career, gold medalist, Keldon Johnson.
Yeah.
We forget about Keldon Johnson.
Fraudulent gold medal.
What do you say?
Fraudulent gold medal. Nepotism.
Him and JaVale McGee, baby.
JaVale McGee honestly deserved a gold medal more because at least he's a 3-time NBA champion.
Those NBA championships are also a little sketchy, with all due respect.
Okay, I'll give you the Warriors one, but he was the starting center for the Lakers on a team that won the title in the bubble. Give credit where credit is due. JaVale McGee.
I struggle
McGee
with
was
the
a
bubble.
problem.
Okay, I'll allow it. Keldon Johnson to Atlanta. Who do you got Phoenix taking?
Phoenix at number 11. Now, this selection was originally Cam Johnson. I could go with him there, but I'm gonna piss you off. You're not gonna like this at all. Max Strus. Give me Max Strus. Give me Max Strus, another undrafted player out of DePaul. Just a solid 3-and-D wing. Like, he's an underrated defender. He's actually overrated as a shooter and underrated as a defender. He's a good player. You could go with Cam Johnson, but I'm pretty sure Cam Johnson's like 30 already. Max Strus is probably not that much younger, honestly. But give me Max Strus here. I'm just here to shake things up. Maybe you could take Cam Johnson over Max Strus. I don't care. I'm taking Max Strus.
I don't have a problem with it. What's my rule when we do the redrafts? What's my one rule?
You got to have one guy on his old team.
So I had Phoenix taking Cam Johnson, just at least where he's selected.
Okay.
I have to do it. 12, Charlotte. This is ironic as well. PJ Washington. PJ Washington is in that Max Strus category. PJ Washington might have a higher ceiling. I know he didn't show up in the finals, but he was good for Dallas. He was. His arrival in place of the guy who was taken 3 picks before him and Grant Williams in my redraft did spark something for the team. So give me PJ Washington at 12.
And then at 13, my last pick, because 14 ends the lottery. It's actually quite preposterous how many names here are anywhere from the 90th to the 150th best player in the NBA. Like, it's literally just all a list of these guys. So I'm just going to go with my gut. Give me DeAndre Hunter. It's either like him or Terrence Mann or Matisse Thybulle or Rui or your guy, Caleb Martin.
Not my guy. Don't put those words on me, Ricky Bobby. Not my guy.
All of those guys are in the same caliber, same tier. And I'm just going to go with the guy who went to my alma mater. Why not?
I knew you'd get DeAndre Hunter in there. I originally had the Celtics taking Rui. I'm scratching that, having them take Kobe White. I actually had Miami previously taking Max Strus because I do respect Max Strus. I put my things aside.
You don't respect Caleb Martin. You don't respect Caleb Martin. You respect Max Strus.
I don't, because he sucks. He's not that good. But Max Strus has actually been a good basketball player. And
he's earned your
didn't
respect.
just have one good playoff series. So,
yeah.
I had Max Strus going to Miami. Kobe White, 14th to Boston. Yeah, tough draft.
So
just,
any other guys you want to shout out as well? This is a really, really rough draft. Daniel Gafford had a
Daniel
really
Gafford,
nice
yep,
resurgence.
Daniel Gafford, good for him. Romeo
Kyle
Langford.
Guy recently retired. Don't give a shout out to Romeo Langford. He stinks.
Okay, we're giving shout out to Kyle Guy. I mean, in the landscape,
at least Kyle Guy did something in college. Where did Romeo Langford even go to college? Vanderbilt?
Indiana. He was one of the greatest players to come out of Indiana high school, man.
High school, yeah. Give me a break. I dominated high school basketball. Absolute disclaimer. I averaged 3 points per game.
No, you did not dominate college hoops. Yeah, there's a lot of guys that are just, not. You touched on all the other guys that I could think of. Just,
it's kind of a stinky draft.
Definitely a stink. And again, for how much hype there was around John Zion, this draft smells like this is a tough draft. But hey, it's not easy being small basketball media's premier redrafting podcast. So we got to suck it up.
Yeah.